Happy Friday, friends. Welcome once again to Stampin' Peace with Mary Nave. It is September 30th. It's a special day in our family because our oldest daughter, Andrea, turns 31 today, or is 31 today. So 31 years ago today, I was a mom. And, becoming a mom is a really unique thing. And it happened with both my daughters. I'll never forget the moment their dad said, "Mary, it's a girl. It's a girl." Both times, exactly the same way he said it. And they're 5 years apart. And the other thing I really remember is to know what instant love is. You have that baby and you just gush with love, right? If you're a parent or grandparent, I'm sure you understand that. And I'm just really happy to have a very happy, healthy, beautiful, hardworking, compassionate, kind, caring 31-year-old daughter. So it's going to be a great day for her, and the family will get together tomorrow to celebrate with Andrea. She was here yesterday. We had a long day of working and got together 60 make and take packets and swag bags for my Creative Escape weekend next week. Starts a week from today, so I'm excited about that, kind of ahead of the game. I have the tutorial done. Need to send out a reminder email to all my guests, and I'm making up one more little gift for them. So that's what I've been working on all week, in addition to lots of computer work. Couple of reminders before we start today's project. Today, September 30th, is the very last day for the Perfect Partners promotion, okay? There are 6 stamp sets between the annual catalog and July to December mini catalog that Stampin' Up! Chose to make some exclusive dies for. And these dies are only available in the month of September. So today, September 30th, is the last day to order the Apple Harvest bundle and or Apple Blossom dies. You can get the bundle if you don't already have the stamp set. If you already have the stamp set for these bundles, you can just purchase the exclusive dies. So they are for Apple Harvest, the Fresh Cut Flowers, This Birthday Piggy, Trimming the Tree, Waterfall Canyon, and Yeti to Party. So again, very last day to order the dies that are on the Perfect Partner promotion. You can see that on my blog, stampinpeace.com, or on in my online store, and you just click shop now when you're at stampinpeace.com. The other thing to remind you of, tomorrow, October 1st, is World Card Making Day, and Stampin' Up! Is having a free virtual online event. We will be celebrating Andrea's birthday at that time that will be on. So I plan to watch the replay when they post it later. But if you purchase by tomorrow, by October 1st, purchase the Cottage Rose bundle, the Cottage Wreaths bundle, or the very new Warm Welcome bundle, Stampin' Up! Is going to send you a free package of iridescent pearl jewels, okay? Iridescent pearl embellishments, free if you order one or more of these bundles for that they're featuring in the World Card Making Day virtual event. And if you can register, it is free, but they want you to register, I think, because they'll send you maybe be sending you information. Oh, they'll have to send you a link, that sort of thing. But it's real easy to do, takes a few seconds. And then you also will get the dimensions of the cardstock that they'll be using for their demonstrations. So if you want to craft along with the Stampin' Up! staff in this live event, you can do that. And then finally, I need to put in a plug for my current Class to Go, which features the Sweet Candy Canes bundle. And this is a special class because you're going to make gift card holders. Everything you make will be a gift card holder, okay? So here's 2 of them. And then, and I'll open up one so you can see. But they're all different gift card holders when you open them up. So you're going to make a total of 8, 2 of each of the designs. Here is one. Actually, I'll show you 2. Okay, there's one. This is where you put the gift card. Oh, I love this one. I think this one might be my favorite in the bunch. Okay, and there's a pocket right in the center here for your gift card. I might as well show them all to you, right? Anyways, registration for this is open through Wednesday. I take that back. Wednesday, October 5th. Here's another one. I made a belly band with the ribbon. I'm gonna slide it the other way. Slide it off. And here's your gift card holder. Here's the pocket at the bottom. All right, it's a trifold. And then the last one, and they're really the same, except that we're using the opposites here. But your pocket is right there, okay? So if you're interested in that, get the information from stampinpeace.com. And again, there are 3 options. Option 1 is with the Sweet Candy Canes bundle. Option 2 is without the bundle. And then option 3 is the PDF tutorial for $15. And there is a way that you can get this PDF tutorial and all of the PDF tutorials for my classes to go. And that's by joining my team, joining my community of wonderful Stampin' Up! Demonstrators. And I'm going to give you a hint. There is a new joining offer coming on October 4th. And it still costs, starter kit still costs $99 plus tax. However, instead of you choosing $125 of product, you're going to get additional product. So you'll get to choose $155 worth of product. And you're going to pay $99 plus tax, and it's all going to ship to you free. So it's a huge savings, almost half of what you would pay if you were a customer who was ordering $150 of product and adding on the shipping and tax. So huge savings. So, and then if you do that, you'd be able to take advantage of the free tutorials that my Merry Stampers team members do. All right, who's ready to do some card making? I'm going to switch my camera around now, and while I'm doing that, please invite others to join us for today's One Sheet Wonder project where we make 4 cards, okay? Okay, my computer, I want to set this, there we go, so I can see. I don't know what it's doing here. Hold on one second. I want to be able to see comments while we're crafting. There we go. I think we're good now. Okay, yes. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for sharing. For those of you who are watching and may be affected by Hurricane Ian, please know that I'm keeping you and everyone involved in my prayers. And some of you are in other states where now Hurricane Ian is moving to. So please be safe no matter what happens take care of yourself, your family, your friends, your pets. You can replace things, but you can't replace family, friends, pets, or yourself. So keep that in mind. I have heard, or I have seen online, the people I know in Florida seem to all be safe. Some of them have destruction, some of them don't. But as far as I know, all the people I know that live in Florida are safe, and that's the most important thing. All right, for today's demonstration, I am using a Host DSP set, and this is called Celebrate Everything. I've used this a few times so far, but I do like to show you the different papers. I use some of the Halloween, here's Christmas. This is such a fun print. I love this. So on both sides, you can see it's just really fun, festive prints and colors. Many of them are for holidays, but many are ones you can use for other occasions throughout the year. See the different patterns, great fall one. I love this for 4th of July or New Year. Isn't that awesome? Some diagonal, bright diagonal stripes. The fruit stripe gum, I know I've said that before. You've probably heard me say it. And this wonderful polka dot, which is what we're using today. So I have my samples, but I think I'm just going to set those aside and watch you see how all this comes together. So you're going to start with a piece of 6x6 designer series paper. Now, what I just showed you comes in 12-inch by 12-inch sheets. So I just cut a piece down to 6x6. So for this, I'm making 4 cards. If you were doing all 4 quadrants of that 12 by 12 sheet, you would be able to make 16 cards. And of course, this will work for most any designer series papers and any occasion that you need. I'm going to start by cutting at 4 inches. And by the way, this piece of DSP that's sitting here, this little scrap, this is what I have left from the 4 cards that I made. So there's next to no waste with this. So I've cut it 4 inch, turn this horizontally, and I'm going to cut it 4 inches again. And that square, I'm going to cut diagonally. So you just want to put opposite corners right over that cutting groove. And when there's a sharp corner like this, I prefer not to cut starting at that corner because that can catch on the blade and kind of crumple that corner. So I like to start on the DSP for this, cut the corner, and then come back. All right, just helps keep those corners crisp. I'm going to use this piece as is. Okay, this is 4 by 2 inch. And then this one is 2 by 6. And I'm going to cut this down to 5.5 inches. Oops, forgot the other thing. The other thing you're going to need is your 4 card bases. I also have my basic white inserts for all 4 of the cards. And then you're going to need some 1/2 inch strips of another color, another coordinating color of cardstock. And today I'm using polished pink and granny apple green, which are 2 of the colors in that Celebrate Everything DSP. So I know if I choose these 2, they're going to work with pretty much all of the DSP sheets in that package. And you don't really, you don't really need to worry about the size just yet. I will tell you 2 of the 1/2 inch strips that you need should be 5.5 inches long. And the others, you're going to want probably about about 7 inches, I would say, to play it on the safe side. But I'm just not cutting mine off, and I'll show you why in a moment. So the first thing I want to do, and it helps to have a silicone craft sheet, I want to add a strip of that Granny Apple Green cardstock to these 2 triangles, the ones I cut from the squares. And I want about half of this strip to show, just about half. And you want to make it so that you can actually cut along. You don't want it right up to the edge. You want it so that you can extend the edge. Oops, and see, I need to move down. That was too close. I thought I had it pretty good. Think about it this way. If you were to draw a line on the sides of the triangle, you would want that to extend it all the way across the cardstock that is showing. And then I'm just going to trim right along that triangle edge. You can put the blade of your paper snips right on the edge of that triangle. Now I'm going to do the same thing with the other one. If I can pick it up, there we go. I'll just slide it. So again, I want about half of this strip showing. I wanted a 1/4 inch strip right there. But if you make your strip 1/2 inch, you've got a good amount of cardstock that you can adhere to. Kathleen, on a ship heading back to Florida. What part of Florida are you heading back to? And gosh, the people in Sanibel, a demonstrator I know, her mother and her husband, her mother's husband, they live on Sanibel, and it's just devastating because you can't even get to Sanibel in a car. The part of the road was, the only road that goes to Sanibel was torn away. All right, so now we're ready. Now that I've done that, we're ready to put our 4 cards together. I love this One Sheet Wonder. And with this, you can decide if you want your cards to be horizontal or vertical. They can all be horizontal or vertical, or you can do 1/2 and 1/2, or whatever you want. I'm going to do 2 horizontal and 2 vertical. And my 2 horizontal cards are going to be made with the triangles. And I'm just going to adhere these to the upper right corner of one card base and the lower left corner of the other card base. And I'm matching up the edges of the triangle with the edges of the card base. And you can put these triangles in whichever corner you want to. This is just what I chose to do. Okay, so there's those 2 card bases. Now, these next 2 are going to be vertical cards, or you can say portrait mode. We do landscape and horizontal, or portrait and vertical, means the same. You want to put this Granny Apple Green strip right up against the left side on that fold. And then I want just a little bit of adhesive on the right edge of that cardstock because I want these two pieces to overlap. And you can have them overlap a tiny bit or much more. I'm just going to do about halfway. So again, I have about 1/4 of an inch of the Granny Apple Green showing. And if you're using the multi-purpose glue, that gives you time to scoot this around if you need to. So that's my 3rd card base, and here's my 4th. I'm going to glue this 1/2 inch strip about 3/4 of an inch from the left side, about 3/4 of an inch from the fold. You could go a little more, a little less if you want. But I've found that this width seems to work pretty good with this design. And then this, I'm putting the left edge of this piece of Designer Series paper just about halfway between the fold and the Granny Apple Green strip. But again, you don't have to be exact. I would not get out what I'm saying when you don't have to be exact. I would not get out a ruler and measure that. Just eyeball it, right? No pressure. Keep things simple. All right, so here are my 4 card bases. Now we need to finish off the front. And to do that, I'm using I'm just going to put these up here for a moment. Do it this way. I'm using the Happy Birthday from the Pansy Patch bundle. And I also pulled out this one, Wishing You a Little Extra Happiness Just Because You're You, to use on the inside of the card. I'm going to stamp Happy Birthday in polished pink. Oh, got a little too juicy there. Let me clean that off. And before I ink up my stamp again, I'm just going to move some of that ink out of the way. I'm going to move some. Oh, can you see? When it's a little too juicy, just move it. And you're not wasting ink. You're just moving the ink. And by nature of how we close our ink pads, that ink will spread out again. But this way, it's not quite as juicy and will give me a much nicer impression. Do you see the difference? This is blotchy. You see how blotchy that is? And then when I spread the ink out or moved ink away to the sides so there was less ink in the middle, I get a much better impression. It's not that I'm using different pressure. It's simply that there's less ink pooling in that spot. Okay, I'm going to let these sit for just a moment before I punch them, because now I want to stamp the inside pieces of cardstock. So these are basic white and they measure 5 1/4 by 4 inches for the inside. By the way, that tip of moving some ink away, moving the ink to the sides, that is really helpful for stamping words. Okay, Just makes them much more clear. And I know for this I need to stamp 2 in the portrait or vertical direction, and then I need to stamp 2 in the landscape or horizontal position. And I have one bone folder that I used for creasing score lines. And then I have that other bone folder, which you saw, that I use just for, and I rinse it off. And I use it just for moving ink. So it's just handy, but you can use the back of a plastic spoon, an old gift card, anything like that. Okay, so now I want to stamp or a punch my sentiments, and I'm using the double oval punch. Okay, so there's my 4 sentiments. And then I'm going to punch again from Granny Apple Green. I'm going to punch that larger scallop oval. Of course, you know how much I love using dimensionals, so I'm going to pop the plain ovals up on dimensionals. These mini dimensionals can be a little hard to handle, especially when your nails are too long, like mine are. And Andrea and I were busy working away. I completely missed my nail appointment yesterday, so I'll have to find some time to get in next week. And then pull off all these backings. And I'm also going to use the dimensionals behind the Granny Apple Green. Do any of you have the double oval punch? I really like it for some of our small sentiments. And of course, you don't have to use both the small plain oval and the larger scallop oval together. You can use them each separately if you like. And let's do this again. Whoops. I loved it when I discovered another demonstrator using her Take Your Pick tool to remove the backings of her dimensionals like that. I had not thought of that. I'm gonna put this here. The nice thing about this too, with this One Sheet Wonder and the card layouts, there's plenty of room for you to do larger sentiments if you choose. Or use larger punches, anything like that. Ooh, I don't know if I want it up or down. I think I want it just like that. I know I'm talking to myself. Okay, here's a tip. If you are making several cards and you're going to have several bows or little knots or something, you can make these all at once. Save yourself a little time by making all of the bows at once and then just placing them on top of the glue dots. And then they are ready to go to finish off your card. And of course you can place, oops, maybe I want that. If I didn't tear don't tear the paper. I started thinking maybe I want that at the top on this card. Because it's every stamper's prerogative, right, to change their mind right in the process. This one, I think I'm going to go over here. And then I was to the end of my roll of the polished pink ribbon, and I was about to throw this, I don't know, maybe 5-ish inches of ribbon in a bin where I just have extra little pieces. And I thought, no, I'm going to use that up. I'm going to use that up. So I decided I can just make a knot for the last one and it will be fine just like that. And I think it is. It still looks great. Okay, let's add the inside to the card bases. And while I'm doing that, think about what kind of bling you might add. There are several choices. Most I have, some I don't, but there are many different choices that would work great with these cards. So what kind of bling would you choose to put on yours? Again, the colors here are polished pink and granny apple green on white. Polished pink ink as well. And my DSP is from Celebrate Everything Host Set. And if you love that DSP, I can help you get it, okay? I can help you get it. You can have a virtual Stampin' Up! Party with me. Super easy. You don't have to clean your house. All you have to do is invite people and share the Facebook link with them, Facebook group I give you, and then I do the rest. I come up with the projects, I do the demonstrating, they can order online. Super, super easy. That's a great way to earn free product, including something like host rewards or the host exclusives, like the Celebrate Everything Designer Series paper. And that's one of those mega packs. How many art sheets are in here? I want to say it's 48 sheets. And you can use your Stampin' Rewards from your party to do that. Another way is to do a kit class or some kind of private class. That's also fun. What are you saying? Pearls, rhinestone, iridescent. Okay, I'm looking at those. I don't have a whole lot of the silver left, but the silver would definitely work. I think it's kind of fun with the polka dots. There's white classic matte dots. What else can we come up with? Ooh, there's some bright green flowers. Not sure about those. Something to think about. What are these called? I can't remember. Opal rounds. Which these are kind of fun because they pick up the colors in your project, in your card. What else do I have here? Those pinks. Ooh, that's kind of fun too. See, it's crazy how many we have. Regular rhinestones, iridescent pearls, regular pearls. Oh, I guess I said those opposite. The iridescent rhinestones. Fun, fun, fun. Okay, so I think I have plenty out, right? I think I'm going to go with these. What do you think? And I will be giving away all 4 cards today, so you want to stick around. And let's do some of this. Any of those, I mean, these are just a suggestion of what you can do. Remember, when adding embellishments, we typically work in odd numbers, okay? Odd numbers. It's kind of like a design thing that you can buy, or that your eye, it's more pleasing to your eye to see things in odd numbers instead of even. So that's typically what I do, not necessarily always. Put one here. Up there. Well, come on. When you're having trouble like that, pull off the end of your putty and just give a tiny little twist, and you'll start to see that putty come out the tip again, and then it makes it a little easier. These are super super sticky on this sheet, but that will always help if you just give yourself a little bit of new putty. And let's see, where do I want to go with this? And as you can see, I'm trying to kind of scoot them. Some people prefer to use the, what do I want to say? The piercing tip to pick up their embellishments. You just put your finger on it and lift it up gently like that. Super easy. I think I'll go this direction over here. I think I saw, and I don't remember who had it, I think somebody posted they buy embellishments, but they don't really use them. And what I'm going to, you know what I'm going to say to you, right? I'm going to say you need to get those out and use them. But I know what you mean. I used to think, oh, like, and sometimes we do that with our favorite papers. We don't want to use them because we love it so much. But what's the point of having it and storing it? That doesn't bring you any happiness just to store it. So I would use up those embellishments, okay? So again, here are my 4 cards, the 4 pieces of DSP from that One Sheet Wonder, and 4 quick and easy cards. Takes about 30-35 minutes, okay? Oh, Fran, now that's, okay, that's a clever idea. Using some of the embellishments on painted rocks. Awesome. And, you know, these are rather flat. And I know some of you are thinking, oh, I don't like putting embellishments on my cards because they don't go through the mail, or I have to add postage to them. That is not necessarily true. First of all, these little bumps from the bows and these embellishments are not terribly what's the word I'm looking for? They don't have any sharp edges, okay? But just put in a piece of, do I have one? I don't even have one here. But just lay a piece of cardstock over it. And depending, excuse me, depending, now this, I would put a piece of 5 1/4 by 4 over it. Or cut up your padded envelopes that you get my classes to go in and put that over it. That is how I send my cards, just with a piece of cardstock laying over the front of the card. I don't put on extra postage, and they're going right through the mail. Okay, so use them often. Use them, use them, use them. If you're buying it, use them. All right. They don't do you any good if they are simply being stored. Oh, index cards are great for that. Good idea, Fran. Good idea. And maybe a little less expensive. You can buy them real inexpensively at back to school time or perhaps at the dollar store. But anyways, you can recycle some of your mail. Just, you know, if you've got, you know, how they send the bills with the envelopes. Well, I pay mine online. So I'm not using those envelopes. I could cut those pieces and lay them on there. There are a lot of things we can do, and they will go through the mail fine. I promise you. Okay. And think about it. When I send, when people win the cards and I send them out, or I send out some thank you cards, that sort of thing, that's all I'm doing is I'm sticking this in the envelope and putting a piece of cardstock on top, address it, and send it off, right? So same thing. Okay, I'm wishing you all a great weekend, but before we say goodbye, I have to give you something to comment, right? So you can have your name entered into the drawing to win a prize. How about if we do Glossy Dots? Okay, Glossy Dots assortment or Glossy Dots embellishments. That's just a fun little product for us to remember. Really versatile with the 4 colors, and each color has 3 different sizes. So I really like this. Of course, I like most embellishments, don't I? And most papers and most colors. You get it. Okay, Glossy Dots. If you type that in the comments now, your name will be entered into the drawing to receive one of these 4 cards. I've been busy posting this week to a Facebook page, VIP group, stampinpeace.com. If you want to see replays of the Stamp Your Own Designer Series paper or the 4-corner stamping technique, what else went up recently? Mixing and matching with embossing folders, making the embossing folders the focal point of your cards. All of those things are on stampinpeace.com with the Stampin' Up! Products that are used, cutting dimensions, etc. So yeah, I'm all up to date with that. So I feel good about it. And this will be going up very soon as well. So that's it for me. I'm going to run to the post office, and then I'm going to be cutting cardstock for some classes to go. Have a great weekend. Thanks for joining me. I appreciate you. Happy stamping.